There was once a nation that lived under the shade of Allah's mercy, a people whom Allah protected from hunger, from fear, and from enemies. Whenever hardship came, they felt Allah's help close to them. Then Allah gave them just one test. The test was simple, but it required patience. They said, "We will not break Allah's command, we will only go around it." And that was the moment when the door of mercy began to close. One night, Allah's decision descended. No storm came, no lightning struck. The earth did not split open. But when morning arrived, that nation was no longer human. Those who were closest to Allah the day before had turned into monkeys. This is the incident of the people of the Sabbath. And this is not just history, it is a mirror for today. After Prophet Musa, peace be upon him, from among Bani Israel, there was a community that lived near the sea in a town called Ilah. Allah had blessed them greatly. Cool sea winds, warm sunlight, the gentle sound of waves. Every corner of the town reflected peace and abundance. They knew Allah. They knew His commands. But deep inside their hearts lived an old habit. They would make promises and then break them when it suited them. What harm is there in breaking one promise? We'll ask Allah for forgiveness later. Obedience on the tongue, cleverness in action. Their elders would say, "We are Allah's chosen people. Why should restrictions apply to us?" But this was not a restriction. It was a test. Allah commanded them only this: on the Sabbath day, stop your work, leave your trade, leave your worldly pursuits, and devote this day to worship. The announcement spread through the town. One man said, "It's just one day. We can stop for Allah." Another laughed and said, "Let's see what happens when the sea fills with fish." Then the test revealed itself. On the very day fishing was forbidden, the sea overflowed with fish. Large fresh fish surfaced openly, as if inviting them. This had never happened before. It was Allah's test. Night fell over the town. Inside their homes, people grew restless. Arguments became common. Hunger entered the houses. And in that silence, Shaitan whispered into their hearts, "This rule blocks only one path. Be clever. Twist the command. Take your benefit." They looked at one another, and smiles appeared. Smiles that were pulling them toward a terrible punishment. One man said, "Let's dig channels so the fish enter on Saturday." Another replied, "We won't touch them then. We'll collect them on Sunday." Allah will be pleased, and so will we. They dug trenches, they set traps, and congratulated themselves for their intelligence. The elders warned them, "Allah sees everything. This is a test of intention." The young men laughed. "We didn't break the command. We only found a way around it." They forgot one thing. No deception is hidden from Allah. Soon they were walking through the town carrying loads of fish, smiling proudly at their cleverness. An elder shouted, "Stop! This is sin. This will lead you to destruction." They mocked him and said, "We are just using our minds. We did not fish on the Sabbath." Some people said, "Look at their faces. They think they are deceiving Allah." But Allah was watching. The town split into three groups. The sinners, proud of their trickery, the righteous, warning loudly, and the silent ones who watched and did nothing. The silent ones said, "We are just observing. Let's see whom Allah supports." The sinners feasted, laughed, and mocked the hungry. The righteous said, "We warned them again and again, but they are drunk on their sin." And that night came. When warnings ended and destruction drew near, the streets fell silent. Only the sound of waves remained. The sinners slept with full stomachs. Then, in the darkness, a command echoed through existence. Be despised monkeys. Shadows moved, faces twisted, fingers stretched into claws. Hair covered their bodies. Their breathing grew heavy. One cried out, "What is happening to us? We are no longer human." They screamed. They called out to one another, but there was no help. When morning came, the town was silent. The righteous climbed the walls. Below them were no humans, only monkeys wearing human clothes. The news spread quickly. Allah had transformed the Sabbath breakers. Relatives arrived in disbelief. A monkey clung to his family member, crying with his eyes. The man said, "Did we not warn you of Allah's punishment?" And it is narrated that this punishment was so severe, they survived no more than 3 days, neither eating nor drinking until they perished. Their crime was not fishing. Their crime was deceiving Allah's law. Today we say, interest is just profit. Bribery is just a gift. Lies are just marketing. Remember, Allah does not look at words, He looks at intentions. Are we today walking the same path?